Gemini, how are you? Welcome back for all the returning viewers. If you're new, welcome. Glad you're here. My name is Mary Ellen. I am a clairvoyant channel. I've been working with a set of guides most of my life, and I've had, sorry, I got a hair in my face. I've had a lot of very interesting life experiences as a result of being a clairvoyant channel. I'm here on YouTube to transmit messages from the spiritual realm, the I Am consciousness, to help individuals understand their frequency, their light codes, their life path destiny, their love experiences, how love channels through you, into you, and then through you in order so that you can transmit love energy. That's what I'm attempting to do, so that you can know yourself, understand your soul contract, your destiny, your purpose, all the things that people wonder about all the time. The information to get in touch with me, book a reading, or join the Patreon page where you can support my channel and have access to all the love readings for one small donation per month. So, Gemini, the cards are out. I just want you to know that everybody seems to be going through quite a transformative process in June. You are no exception. When you move through the month of June, you're going to be very deeply out on some kind of a long journey. So the first oracle card that came out was Elk. That is about long travel. Traveling with a herd, so to speak. And the herd for you, Gemini, is not just the air sign folks, because every person in the cohort of the Triad of the air signs, definitely, this is a theme coming through. Stamina, being forthright, being able to be on the long journey. Elk also spends significant time with its own gender, whatever that might be, and steps away from the herd when it's time for mating. So a sacred number, numerologically, look it up if you don't know. There's something you're going to be traveling into and through. And it's whatever might be interesting. It's connected to some kind of soulmate travel for sure. When it adds up to an 11, I always take that inference, and it usually shows up in the love reading. So there's somebody with whom you've partnered. It might not be a romantic relationship, but there's somebody in your life that's kind of traveling along on your frequency with you in order to bring some destiny forward. Right now, it looks like things are in a bit of chaos. The smoky mirror. There's not a lot of clarity. So the advice is just sit like that, Buddha-like, in the confusion. Go inward. While the chaos swirls around you, we see it happening in the world in general. What's going on in the atmosphere? What is the energy swirling around the earth? It looks a lot like that. Rather a lot of chaos. And for you, this is how you're going to travel. Look at that. Straight out, 6th chakra. Right out. Into the owl shaman, the realm of the owl shaman, flying through the darkness, flying through the chaos, into the third eye, on into the pineal gland, and then from there, there's going to be some great connection that you are going to experience with your guides, I believe, or with the I Am consciousness. Something is meant to be turning towards its destiny, that it's drawing you in this way, and you're going to have the stamina to meet it, to meet the challenge, whatever it might be, including the travel. So what I love about this reading for you is the theme of the reading from my guides is that. That's the signifier of the feminine gateway. So we see the All-Mother, the great goddess. That is the High Priestess. Some exalted feminine energy. The High Priestess sits at the gateway at the entry to the great temple where all wisdom resides. You don't get into that place until you have an audience with the High Priestess, because she holds the secrets of the universe. The full moon is in her crown. The new moon is at her feet, and she's holding the sacred scrolls. So there's something going to happen or be experienced, maybe is the better word, for you in the month of June when you go stand in front of the gateway for a particular type of travel experience into the depths of the sacred realm, the temple. Pardon me, one sec. So if that's the theme, what about you? In light of that kind of messaging, there's you. Look how perfect that is. That's a Four of Wands. So it's sort of a repetition of there's something going on as a result of a relationship. It might be somebody that's coming in. It looks to me like there's somebody or several somebodies that you have had or currently have in your life. So we could be talking, like I just said, repetitive pattern. Perhaps a soul companion that you've been traveling along with, in and out, several times. So it's an interesting display of the Four of Wands. Commitment, typically thought of as marriage. You are sitting in your spot. You're transforming. Look at the blue shoes. That means your walk is transforming. In the beautiful days of summer, this is what you're going to be occupied with. When you go inside the temple, you're going in for some kind of review. What have my relationships been about? Why did I want them? What did they bring to me? What did I bring to them? What was the place of the darkness and the light? What was going on in there? And what do I want going forward from here? Your vessel is full. There's more water, love energy, available to you. So you are experiencing a certain part of your cyclical nature, because as a Gemini, you travel along with the water sign people, and they cycle through the atmosphere and then return to the earth. You are, for all intents and purposes, when it comes to that kind of a notion, you are the water bearer. And there you are, pondering in an intellectual way, what is this experience I've been having? So we see this, the realm of the swords, the king of battle, lost his power. His hand was sliced off in a battle. He was forced to relinquish his throne. And we see him depicted here in a cemetery. In effect, it was a death sentence for him. And then the cycles of the moon came along, and some mysterious things happened. He did get a mystical healing. His hand eventually grew back. That lovely prophetess is the Nine of Art, the Nine of Cups. So this king is going to get his power back. This is also a signifier that there is prophecy about your destiny. That is what his story was about. Her job was to tell the king about his lineage. What is the prophecy coming forward, spinning off of his life? Very interesting. So it's a story about the struggles and the desires, the places in your life that you will be experiencing yourself standing in them like this for some reason, feeling disempowered, feeling like you're in the dark, in the graveyard, and there's nothing to be done about it. But a massive shift and change comes forward because something is revealed to you. Oddly enough, the Nine of Art is the Nine of Cups. It signifies wish fulfillment, feeling satisfied. Very interesting reading. So here's the prophecy that's coming forward. That's the Eight of Pentacles. In this deck, it's the elopement. Something happens. You're going to gain some kind of unanticipated, sudden revelation, a about love in your life, about the way in which your power is connected to your heart chakra, I believe. That's the indication. In a very sacred way, because you're going to go deep into the spiritual realm through the third eye into the sacred temple of the I Am consciousness. When you get in there, you're going to have a Uranus-like moment, a sudden, shocking revelation that causes you to shapeshift many times. In the mythology of this card, it's about a young man who was given some knowledge that he didn't anticipate, and he was terrified of what the outcome was going to be because it was meant for somebody else. But he happened to be chosen to mind the sacred cauldron in which the brew of wisdom was simmering. And it's just what happened. So he started running and hiding and shape-shifting. He was terrified that he was really going to be beaten for the accident that he would be blamed for. Things like that. So something's going to come to you. And the something that's going to come has to do with that. Look, this ties your human journey, this prophecy about getting your power back after having some wound, very serious wound at the heart chakra, very serious. So my guides are saying that's you and you. In terms of this reading, it's really about two men who were cousins, very close family members. They had a spell upon them. They had to fight to the death every morning until nighttime. And then one of them passed away. The other one grieved and tried to tend to the wounds. And the blood of that heart chakra wounding trickled down into the stream of life. The combat of battle, the Five of Swords. They really wanted to just walk away from this, but they were tied to it for some reason of destiny. Something was going on. So they had to find a way to be released from being constantly in battle and dropping the swords. Very interesting. Something you carried into this lifetime, I believe, for resolution, because this is the first card that indicates your soul contract in light of this human experience. There it is. You're in a really profound moment of shift and change. That's the 10 of Wands. Dropping the burdens of this lifetime because you're done with it. You've been through enough rotation. And look, there's the elk again. Thank you, Spirit. My guys are saying things like, okay, point well taken. All of these animal totems are information for you. And we see at your head the salmon, universal consciousness, the salmon of all wisdom. There's something about the destiny of humanity that has caused you to become a warrior in the way that you are. Allowing yourself to go through this kind of spell, if you will, in order to break it so that this can stop. That's the desire. There's something about that that relates to your life very deeply. You know, depending on your chart, your rising sign, your moon sign, your Venus sign, all that stuff. So I always recommend people really get familiar with your chart. But you have a lot of totem, a lot of magic, watching you get to the breaking point so that you can release that which does not belong to you. This does not belong to you. That state of being does not belong to you. It's an experience that you had because of this prophecy, if you will, predicted by your chart. You came into this life in this moment as a warrior. You had a very precise type of intention, and it had something to do with your past lives. That's the Six of Cups. And so you're going to travel out. You're going to plunge yourself into the sacred hut of the initiate, and you're going straight out through the pineal gland. It's really a process of entering through the sixth chakra, the third eye, and going all the way out, back out, through a portal into the universe, the I Am consciousness. your soul story. There's going to be a lot of heartfelt energy, nostalgia, tenderness, sweetness, the things that you miss about your life, maybe for some of you about your past life. Something is being rectified now in a very, very mystical way. So when the full moon comes in June, this is exactly about mystical travel. The adventure of knowledge, Seven of Pentacles. How do I make my garden grow? How is it that I can free myself from these experiences and move forward as a shamanic practitioner? That's my guide speaking, not me. You've entered this place for this kind of shamanic visioning, shamanic journeying. So interesting in light of the cards that have already come out. Check it out, gang. See that? There's something about this lifetime, something about touching death or loss of power. My guides are saying right where you live, meaning close into your human existence. In whatever way you've had to struggle with that, and it might be really philosophical. I hope for most people, we're talking about philosophy. So this young man on the full moon on All Hallows Eve took up a dare to step out into the town gallows, the courtyard, and touch death, put a rope around a corpse. When he took up the dare, he had a vision of his life, his village, his lineage, his town, burning to the ground. And it caused him to go immediately into the underworld, the world of the fairies in Celtic mythology, which is what this deck is based on. When he was there, he screamed out for help, and he met a fairy woman, a banshee, and asked for help. And that woman said to him, "Of course I'm going to help you, but I can't do it for you. You have to go back to the upper world and cry out a warning in order to prevent this from happening. Whatever this tragedy that you've had a vision about." When he did that, he was successful. He traveled back into the underworld, bonded himself with that energy, that frequency of the mystical realm, and he remained there forever. And by so doing, he was victorious. That is the Ace of Swords, the augury of battle. Some new kind of battle that has been carried forward for you, I have no doubt about it, given these cards, from another lifetime. You're going to finish it now. That's why you're here in a shamanic way, carrying all these cards that we've seen. It's time for you to finish this journey that started in another lifetime and is carried forward here in part because it mirrors what's happening all across the earth. So if you understand yourself deeply and your life path, your light codes are here in this moment, in part to take your place as a sacred warrior in the end days of Pluto in Capricorn. And you're willing to give of yourself very deeply. I think either you already have or you're going to be doing it in the month of June. And part of what you're going to experience is the reality of that kind of loss of self, loss of power, loss of, my guides are saying that we're being denuded. You're going to understand something. It's going to be revealed to you because you're going to be successful in dropping this from your soul's trajectory. You won't have to do this again. It'll be done this time. It's very interesting. So you're going to find yourself chanting and saying prayers to prepare yourself to take up the sword of victory, guaranteed victory. This is about intellectual brilliance. This is the air sign energy coming into its power and being renewed. Because of something that happened, I really think it's another lifetime reflecting into this place. It's got its reality base. You'll experience it in your human life in some way. So stay self-supportive. Understand that this is something that you came here to do specifically, and you're here to help all of humanity participate in the job that Pluto is doing in Capricorn. Massive change coming. And when we come to the end of the year, we'll have another series of powerful eclipses, and then Pluto will begin to move into Aquarius and out of Capricorn. And your energy will be highly activated, the triad of the air sign people. So try to step into your energy. Allow yourself to have the journey. I'm going to pick from the sacred bowl. See that? That's why I have this thing, because it comes up a lot. This was given to me many years ago by somebody who went to an art show and came back with this and said, here, I bought this for you, because when I looked at it, somehow I knew it was yours. Many years before I started doing this. So trust your journey. I guess that's the point. Let's just see. Pick from the runes. In the realm of the All-Father. Okay, this is good. I like this. So that's perfect. We are talking about partnership, you and somebody else. And because of that partnership, whatever it is, this is a fertile moment. So some new growth is coming forward for you because of this particular journey. It's very mysterious. It's very ethereal, I think. So I just want to give you a couple words out of the book to send you on your way, so you can ponder this as you go through the month of June. So the rune for fertility. Interesting, isn't it? I'm using the Book of Runes from Ralph Blum. Oops, sorry. You should get yourself a copy. It's really awesome. In Goose. This is about fertility, new beginnings, and Ing, the hero god. So that's the realm that you're traveling in. In case this reading kind of freaked you out, have no fear. Things are exactly as they should be. So this rune is akin to the moon. Thank you, Spirit. The intuitive part of your nature, with its urge toward harmonizing and adjusting in the sphere of personal relationships. And Goose embodies the need to share and the yearning to be desired, a search after similarities. The completion of beginnings is what in Goose requires. And trying this rune may mark a time of joyful deliverance or a new life or a new path. Thank you, Spirit, very, very much. Thank you. I love the way my guides pick the cards and the runes. So this is a rune of great power, and receiving it means that you now have the strength to achieve completion, resolution, from which comes a new beginning. Above all, completion is crucial. It may be timely that you complete some project, and if so, make that your first priority. Perhaps a difficult state of mind can be clarified or resolved. The appearance of this rune indicates that you must fertilize the ground for your own deliverance. That's what these two have to do. They have to figure out a way to break the spell. And, relative to what we're experiencing here on this earth, this is a profound journey that you're having. The appearance of this rune indicates that you must fertilize the ground for your own deliverance. All things change, and we cannot live permanently amid obstructions. In Goose signals your emergence from a closed, chrysalis state. Look at this. Pretty impressive. In Goose signals your emergence. And as you resolve and clear away the old, the dead, the extraneous, you will experience a release from tension and uncertainty in your life. You may be required to free yourself from a rut, a habit, a relationship, from some deep cultural or behavioral pattern, some activity that was quite proper to the self that you are leaving behind. I like that advice. So the time of birth is always a critical one. Movement can involve danger, and yet movement that is timely leads you out of danger. The time has come to enter the delivery room. Ingus is one of the cycle runes that leads to initiation, and it counsels preparation at this time. Being centered and grounded, freeing yourself from all unwanted influences, and seeing the humor in your situation, you are indeed prepared to open to the will of heaven in this situation and await your deliverance with calm certainty, which is why this is here. Perfect. Thank you, Spirit. Allow the swirl of energy to just do what it's doing. My guides are saying, just sit like the Bodhisattva. This is the other visual representation of what I just showed you. Just allow yourself to regenerate. We see someone who appears to be gestating. There's a feeling of overwhelm. That's what the leaves are fluttering about, indicating the wind is blowing. Your element, the air element. Something is changing. So allow yourself to be in your own element. Allow yourself to travel out. Don't be concerned. If you need a reading or you have a sudden awakening and it freaks you out for any reason, allow yourself to book a reading. We can look at it and pick out the light codes and your frequency vibration in order to help you travel in through the third eye. And when you do go in, you're going into the deep. You're going to go straight into the temple. So if you have not had that experience and you find that happening, it might happen through dreams and revelations and just like wakeful visions. It could be just about anything. But your intuition is going to be turned on high, I believe. And you're going to have these experiences of the third eye. So just be gentle with yourself. Take care of you. Sit quietly in your life. You don't have to do anything. Just sit quietly in this energy. The journey's going to happen. You're going to be fine. Don't worry about it because you got this on your side. Ace of Swords. I love this for you, Gemini. It's a fertile moment. I'll look forward to speaking with you again in July, Goddess willing, and perhaps in person. If you have any questions, send me an email or book a reading below. Thanks, gang. Bye now.